Hello all my internet friends, it's me, Tony. Guys, let's talk about Crunchyroll real fast. They're so good, and they made today's video possible. And they're here to help you too, because they're giving you 30 days of ad-free service at crunchyroll.com/todayinnerdhistory. You can check out a lot of stuff on there. They've added so much recently, including Cowboy Bebop, which is so good. It's the show that got me into anime. You've probably seen it already, but if not, now's the time to watch it. You could also get Mob Psycho 100, which is ongoing. It's super funny and strange, definitely worthwhile. But for now, let's talk about one of my other favorite shows, Steven Universe.
Today in Nerd History!
Steven Universe has to be one of the most emotionally complex characters on TV, with his constant displays of empathy and compassion and the crying. Oh my God, the crying. But still, it's refreshing and it's something that you don't get in a lot of places. And it's not just the character. The show smartly puts faith into the audience, both children and adults alike, that they'll be able to handle these mature themes. Here's 5 times that Steven Universe tackled mature themes head on.
Number 5, loss and grief.
When Steven was born, it meant that his mother, Rose Quartz, would cease to be. While the death of a parent isn't exactly a new motif in animation, see any Disney movie ever, the fashion in which the characters on the show handle this displays a deep understanding of the complexities of loss and grief. Steven is in the hardest position himself, having never actually met his mother.
In episodes like Lion 3 Straight to Video, we get to see Steven pursue a better idea of who his mother was and what that means to him. While another story would deal with a dead parent by having the main character squirt some tears, then learn they have to step up to the plate, Steven Universe shows you the loss of someone close to you isn't something you just get over. It's something that you move forward with and accept, and you allow it to become part of who you are.
Steven, we can't both exist. I'm going to become half of you. And I need you to know that every moment you love being yourself. That's me. Loving you and loving being you, because you're going to be something extraordinary. You're going to be a human being.
Rose Quartz lives on in Steven, both figuratively and, well, literally. Greg Universe also exemplifies a healthy understanding of grief.
This is the tale of how your father met your mother.
He's happy to share his memories of Rose Quartz with Steven. Over time, painful memory of someone you've lost can become a celebration of them.
You loved her.
Come here, you.
The show's not one to short sell the darker side of loss, however, and no one has it more complicated than Pearl.
Unwilling to let go, Pearl exhibits the havoc that grief can wreak upon someone. Unlike Greg, she selfishly clings to her memories of Rose, asserting ownership over them.
Rose kept many things secret, even from us.
But not from me! I was the one she told everything!
In Rose's scabbard, Pearl grasps onto her grief and imagines Rose is still present in some way, instead of letting the memories settle into acceptance. This is reaffirmed in Sworn to the Sword, with her bottled-up grief becoming so overbearing that she begins to infect Connie with the same poisonous types of thinking.
Luckily, Pearl is not a lost cause.
By the episode Mr. Greg, she begins to accept that not only that Rose is gone,
but also that Rose was never hers in the first place.
Number 4, aging.
Steven Universe directly addresses the ideals of maturity in the episode So Many Birthdays.
Why is everyone dressed like old-timey people?
They are old-timey people.
Wait, but that would mean... How old are you guys?
When Steven learns that the gems are thousands of years old, he naively wants to throw them some birthday parties, and ends up accidentally cursing himself with some gem magic that makes him age rapidly.
Though on the surface, this seems to be just kind of a goofy morality tale version of Big, there's actually a lot more going on. The episode directly addresses the pains of aging, the disconnect and maturities between different age groups, and growing out of things that you used to like.
Cartoons have historically been guilty of avoiding having characters ever really change in an effort of maximizing episode count, but the story comes just 13 episodes into the first season.
And in the end, when Steven has lived a lifetime in a blink and barely avoided decaying into nothingness, you can't help but feel that he's learned a little something about himself, and that the gems have learned something too.
Number 3, anxiety.
Cartoons really want to teach kids about mean-nothing topics like the power of friendship. I mean, what is that? What even is that? When's the last time you needed a cartoon to tell you to not be shitty to your friends?
In the episode Mindful Education, Garnet brings out a lesson that actually has tangible value in actual life, something that's rare to see in kids' cartoons. After Steven and Connie suffer from a panic attack, Garnet sits the two of them down to teach them about how to use meditation in order to deal with their shared fears and anxieties.
Take a moment, remind yourself
to take a moment and find yourself. Take a moment to ask yourself if this is how we fall apart. But it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not.
I mean, there's a legit tip in there about how to be a more functional human being. That's good. It's good advice. And it also doesn't hurt that the song's super catchy. I'm not saying that sharing is caring isn't nice and all, but kids and adults encounter stress and anxiety in their lives far more than they encounter crises of sharing.
Number 2, sex and relationships.
If you've seen any amount of Steven Universe, it should probably be pretty abundantly clear to you already, but gem fusions, they're sex. And if you have any doubts that fusions are stand-ins for engaging in sexual relationships, please consult the episode Cry for Help.
Yeah, the sexy dancing's kind of a giveaway, but it's the character reactions to the scenario that really sell it. Pearl and Garnet decide to fuse, and this is hurtful to Amethyst, who has shared fusions with Garnet as well.
Quickly, the show starts to explore some pretty heady themes related to intimacy and romantic relationships. Let's start with emotional dependency.
Pearl latches onto her special time with Garnet and can't accept that it's supposed to just be a one-time thing.
I'm sorry. It's just so much fun being sardonyx with you.
And this quickly veers into a cautionary tale of emotional manipulation, as she keeps fabricating circumstances for the two to continue to fuse, lying.
You tricked me.
No, we just needed a reason to fuse. I just wanted to share a few more victories with you.
And somehow, all within the span of a single 10-minute episode, the show manages to address relationships and jealousy, manipulation, and betrayal.
It sure would be nice if things worked out the way they do in cartoons.
Yeah, it would.
Number 1, emotional abuse.
Violence is bad. Yes, we know this already, and there are 10 dozen cartoon shows that'll tell you this same thing. But the most impressive topic that Steven Universe manages to address regularly is something far more insidious: emotional abuse. It's not a topic that gets a lot of play on TV, in part because it requires having actual really good writing. But the Steven Universe team is up to the task, and there are multiple episodes that confront the idea of emotional abuse.
In Alone at Sea, Lapis is confronted by Jasper, who wants them to fuse back into the monstrous Malachite. With a bizarre mix of nostalgia, malice, and desperation, Jasper tries her best to convince Lapis to rejoin her, talking about how she's the only one who truly knows her, that she's unlovable, and even giving the now cliched "I've changed" claim that many abusers still use to this day. Lapis refuses, claiming their relationship was toxic for both of them, but Jasper won't accept it, accusing Steven of turning Lapis against her.
These are all textbook methods that abusers use to keep people trapped in bad relationships, and the show just gave an entire generation of young people a lesson that they'll hopefully never need to use.
Marty, Greg Universe's manager, also exhibits emotionally abusive traits.
You can't give stuff away for free. What about my 75%? 75% of nothing is nothing. Are you worth nothing?
Manipulating Greg, pretending to look out for his best interests when he's really just exploiting him for his own personal gain.
Marty takes advantage of Greg in a very real way, and the show admirably illustrates how no one should have to put up with this, and how to stand up for themselves.
Though a minor character, teen sleazeball Kevin showcases behaviors and attitudes that also suck. Steven and Connie's fusion Stevonnie encounters them in the episodes Alone Together, where he macks on the dancing fusion with swaggering confidence, even after they verbally express disinterest. In fact, he doesn't back off until they physically split back into 2 children.
That's 2 kids! I'm out.
Which, to be fair, is a move that they don't cover in pickup manuals.
Don't worry though, in Beach City Drift, Kevin returns to teach Stevonnie another important lesson. And that's how you shouldn't get worked up over every jerk you meet in life.
Sometimes it's best to just forget them and to move on. The most amazing thing about Steven Universe isn't just that it tackles mature topics. It's that it could be such a fun show while doing it. There's very little heavy-handed moralizing. The show's able to accomplish something that few other shows are able to do. It treats the audience like they're actual people. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as a reminder, Crunchyroll is offering a great deal to Today in Nerd History viewers. You get 30 days of ad-free service at crunchyroll.com/todaynerdhistory. High-def, kick-ass anime.